Welcome back, guys. I'm wondering if you can hear me. I know we had some problems in the last episode. The mic wasn't working. I'm checking it now. The mic seems to be working. The stream health looks excellent. So I think we're ready to rock and roll. Let me know if you can hear me and everything your end looks good. It's a very, very cold day. Very, very cold day out there today. I've been in all day today. I don't know how you guys have coped with the cold today. My shirt's so sticking all over the place. I don't care. I have problems dressing. I'm old. So I don't know what's happening here. Okay, so yeah, jumpers are already out of the wardrobe. And we are getting ready for winter. But we are back, and we are back at Burnley. But it's a different kind of challenge, because when I actually loaded it up in February, Burnley were not, as I suspected they might be, somewhere down here. They are actually in 9th. And as I watched this proceed month by month, early on, Burnley were top. Early in the season, Burnley were top of the league. They have fallen away badly, and it all started around about the end of October. They were top of the league until the middle of October, and then they fell away. And they've had a poor run. They had a little recovery in December, winning 4 games, but they still managed to lose 2 and draw 1. And then January was poor. However, they did win in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. We are not strangers to the Carabao Cup final, and so hopefully today we will be playing Southampton at Wembley in the Carabao Cup final. We have to get them back on track because form has not been good. If we look at this period here, they are slipping really badly. And they've won only 2 games in January, one of which was the Carabao Cup second leg. And they've lost 4 games and drawn 2. They're in a dreadful state, and we have to get them back into some sort of shape here. Otherwise, they may well be falling down the table. There are 12 games left, I believe, plus the cup final. So we have to see what we can do about it. We are going to Wembley today, I hope. And one of the other things I thought was thinking about was that is the tactic. And they were playing with a 4-2-3-1. Every team I take over seems to be playing with this 4-2-3-1 with the double pivot. It's clearly not working for them because I had thought we might as well go with that. But then I thought by changing the tactic at Bournemouth, it actually did the world of good. My concern is that they're not going to take to it, but several of this team have actually played this tactic before, including Musa, Bellegarde, Larsson, Costinha, Amadozic, Lewis. They've played this system before, and many who are on the bench, Leonardo. And I might actually put Leonardo up front instead of Musa, although his form is terrible and he's not playing very well. None of them are at the moment. He's on a 6.4. Let's have a look. Milic is, of course, the other guy, but he's only on a 6.58 recently. And Musa is on a 6.8, 6.77 overall. They're playing really badly. We'll try Musa up there and see what happens. But I kind of figured that it's going to take a change of style. If a team has gone into this much of a bad run, then it's going to take a change of style now to get something out of this. We know that from here on in, Bournemouth managed 20 points. If we can get 20 points, that'll give us 56. That is a mid-table finish. I would hope that we can get to 7th or 6th even to get us into Europe. It's all very congested around here. There's nothing in it, as there usually isn't. So any number of teams could actually push for the 5th, 6th, 7th spot. Who knows? Unfortunately, we have to play Leeds. Leeds are, of course, my bogey team. And it always seems to be my first game is against Leeds. And I don't seem to ever learn how to play against Leeds, but we're certainly not going to press them. And we're certainly not going to be trigger pressing. And we're not going to be playing too high up the pitch either. So, Leeds always are a problem for me. And I need to figure out how to beat Leeds. So in terms of the schedule today, we're going through Leeds, Southampton, Brentford, and then Southampton again in the cup final. So let's hope that we can let's get off to a good start at least as the interim manager back here among friends at Burnley. Which players did they buy, sell? One thing I learned, Musa is awesome as a complete forward. Okay, let's try him as a complete forward then. I'm going to go along with that and try him as a complete forward. And I like playing complete forwards. It gives them the freedom to just behave in the way that they want to behave. My problem with having him as a complete forward is that if he comes deep to get the ball, then I'm going to be short of an attacking presence up here. But I'll have to keep an eye on that. Because eventually it will leave just Bellegarde up the pitch. So maybe I'll just have to make Clivert an attacker. But I don't want to do that yet. Yeah, so I guess, James, I'll go along with that because I do like a complete forward in the team. As a complete forward, he can function as an advanced forward or a deep lying forward. He could do the lot. So let's try him. So that's the way it is. And let's hope that we can get Burnley out of trouble, which they're in at the moment. I just have this problem with Leeds. Which players did they buy and sell was the question from Alex. So go to the transfer history. They've brought in Gila. He's come in on loan. Hasn't played much. He's not played very much. He's come in January come in on loan. I guess because they have a problem with Gabia, who's long-term injured. So he's come in on loan. Bijol has come in. Cotta's come in. Gila is the one I was just talking about. Columbata has come in from in January from Boca Juniors. He's a deep-line playmaker. Looks like a decent player, and he's got the right mental. So I think they've done a good job in the transfer window there. Looks like he is a decent DLP. And then there's Gorosabel. He's come in from Real Sociedad. He's a right back. Again, he looks like he's a very good right back, and probably would be good as a complete wing back, because he's got crossing ability. He's got the pace to get up and down. He's got the stamina and the strength to get up and down. So I think he'd probably be good as a complete wing back. Full back on support is probably not the best position for him, but that's what he's going to have to do for us. He'll still get forward, I hope, and use that crossing ability. And then Sanchez has come in on loan as well. He is a left back, and he is decent, but I wouldn't say he's better than the left backs that we already have. His first touch is a bit dodgy, and there's one or two other things like positioning, which is a little bit dodgy. He's not very strong. He's not very good in the air. Decent enough as a backup, but I wouldn't actually. Oh, Maswega went out on loan, did he? Maswega, one of my favourite players, Maswega. And then Sonny Pickup went out. He's a young kid. Connor Roberts was sold. I think I sold Connor Roberts, did I? No, I was thinking of selling him. So, yeah, they made a few changes. But it's not a great deal of changes. And so much of this squad is the squad that I had. Paredes, I don't know. Danilo, of course, I know. Gila's going to get his opportunity today. And all the others I know. Kluivert, I know. Bellegarde, I know. Musa, Muric, Kirkin, I know. I know most of the other players. Leonardo, I don't know of Milic. I'm hoping that he will. Yeah, it's still, like I said, some old friends are still in this team. And I'm going to play the low block against Leeds, and I'm going to play with a standard defensive line. We're not going to press them, and we're going to try and frustrate the living daylights out of them. And I think we'll see what happens. I'm not expecting a big result today. Once again, I'm asking another team to play in a different way. But I hope defensively that we can look good. I do have one or two injuries that I'm having to deal with, but that's par for the course. And in particular, left backs. We are favourites, are we? And I think we need to see a much better performance. Let's lay down the law in my first game. I'm looking for a good performance here today. We're going to lay down the law. And do we have a highlight from the kickoff? No, it's because it's extended highlights. We want to put that right. And let's get them playing football. Fill ball again. And try and get some results on the board. Leeds are going to play very direct. They're going to be playing at a very high tempo. We need to slow it all down and try and get our foot on the ball, which we're not at the moment. And this is their direct style of play. And that's a good tackle. Good tackle. Nicely done. And here's Kluivert. And I have this guy, I think, is... Who is he? On the left-hand side of midfield. I put him in because of his tackling ability. I put him in there to do exactly what he did and get his foot in. And so he did. Paredes has got a very good tackle on him. So he did the job there. And This tactic revolves around those two central midfielders, and they have to be able to put their foot in and win the ball. Again, you can see he's putting his foot in. You need to win that ball in midfield. Leeds are a rival to Burnley, are they? I didn't know that. Interesting. But I think we just need to keep them out. I don't want them pressing too much, and I want us trying to keep possession. And we're doing okay with the possession. And at the moment, we're doing a good job of keeping them out. And it's fairly even contest at the moment. Leeds are just edging it by the look of it. It's really about us getting back on track. This starting to learn to play football again. So, that's terrible. That's dreadful. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And do we have the defensive woes again? That was absolutely awful. That was awful. Defensively, what happened? It's just that through ball, isn't it? The problem was midfield. The problem was the midfield. And so, yeah, I've already got them stepping up more. I think I will get them to trigger press more often. And if they trigger press more often, hopefully they'll stop that through ball. Still the same side that can't score goals and are defensively terrible, but somehow are finding themselves mid-table. It's an enigma, this Burnley team, absolute enigma. But once again, our shots on target is poor. Leeds is good. Oh dear, oh dear. And these all look like poor attempts on goal. We've had more shots, or we've had the same shots as Leeds. Leeds have just got more on target. And this ball bobbling around at the back is a bit of a worry. One of these defenders has to be a no-nonsense, I think. Just get rid of it. Oh, 2-0 now. Oh boy, what a good start. This is exactly what I wanted. Well, one thing is for sure is that we're giving them far too much space. So we need to play the game a different way now. So we'll go to the high press. Try and press them. It could be the defensive line. It could be the fact that we're just not pressing them. Maybe it was a poor decision not to press them. I will push the line up. We've got to stop them in midfield. All the threat that they have is coming from midfield. You're much better than this. Stop letting yourself down. And let's get out there. See if using the high line, high press, we are much fitter now than Leeds. So hopefully we'll have some stuff left in the tank that we can attack Leeds with. And we have won that ball. And that's nice. Let's get at Leeds now. That's nice. But I think he's offside. I think my run of offside decisions is going to keep going in FM. Like every other goal with Middlesbrough is offside. That was definitely offside. Yeah, could see it a mile off. But it's better. It was better, but he was miles offside. And I don't know what it is with me and offsides on FM. They just are making me offside all the time. Absolutely all the time. And we are back in it. So it was the lack of pressure on them. It was because we weren't pressing. So we're back in the game. And noticing Amadozic giving the goalkeeper a right glare there. Really going at him. We've had all the match momentum. Let's make some changes. Danilo has taken a knock, has he? So we're back in the game. Who was that boy that... He's the DLP, isn't he? Let's give him a chance. He's got good vision. Let's give him a chance. Kluivert is having a poor game. Leonardo can come on for Kluivert. And let's play Milic as a complete forward on attack. I actually think I'm going to put Leonardo on attack. If he's going to be... Yeah, because he's going to drop deep at times, isn't he? And then I guess Costinha is not playing well either. And I don't have a right back. So he will have to come on for his debut. And then let's save one. Let's go to the opposition. And let's go and see if we can't get a draw out of this. We're back in the game. Wolves are losing, which is interesting, and it's such a shame. We could have opened a gap on Wolves if we had beaten Leeds, but it's not going to be, I don't think. Leeds are very tired, and I struggle to beat tired teams. Come on, boys, we've got this. Can we get back in it after 2-0 down? He looked offside to me, but he's been given onside. Larsson's in. Larsson scored 2-2. We have done it again. We have done it again. Back in the game. There is something about conserving energy. There's something really cool about playing with a very low intensity tactic in the first half, because when teams get tired in the second, you can sometimes come back and win it, definitely draw it. We've done well to get a draw there, and I'll take a draw at this point, having been 2-0 down. I think, yeah, we'll be positive about it. We did very, very well there. And to get a draw against Leeds, who are definitely a bogey team for me, I'll be very happy with that. Wolves, who were 3 points behind, who were 2 points behind, are now 3 points behind, having lost to Manchester United. Good result to begin, I think. 2-0 down, half-time. I thought it was going to end in defeat, but never give up. Never give up. Danilo's out for 5 or 6 days, Milic out for 1 or 2. I do have injuries to worry about. Let's have a look at the current injuries. There's a lot of injuries to worry about. Milic is expected back. Danilo now is going to be at least a week. Benrahma at least 2 weeks. Gabia is going to be out for 6 months. Kirkin 1 to 3 days. Then they should be back, if not for the next game, for the game after. Southampton is going to be an interesting game. I do want to rest the players that I have left, because I don't want them under too much pressure. And I don't want them picking up injuries. Danilo doesn't need to rest, does he? But it doesn't matter. He's injured. So they're all resting now. And Southampton will be an interesting test. Hey, Brian, good to see you. That was a good comeback, I got to admit. Like you never give up. You never give up. I can remember. I don't know if you remember the what was it? Was it Norwich being in the Euro semi-final, the Champions League semi-final against Barcelona, We went 3-0 down. We were 3-0 down at half-time. And I just changed the system and we came back to 3-3 in the second half. Never give up. It's like, do something, make some changes, and never give up. And we didn't. And I thought we could have won that, actually. No, I don't think I need a data hub or a medical centre induction. Thank you. After 13 years of this game, I think I've got it sussed now. All those little bits, anyway. So good to have you here, Brian. Brazilian. I don't have many viewers from Brazil, I don't think. So it's good to have you here. I'm looking at this and thinking Southampton don't have much to offer. And I'm thinking, if the high press worked, let's go with the high press. And let's go with a high line to begin with. I still want to step up more. Because it's the midfield that destroys me. So let's go with that and see. And I don't particularly want to change the team much either. Oh, who's Ben Howell? Broken foot. There's a lot of broken bones in that injury centre. I have to be wrapping these players up a little bit. My first opinion, James, I actually think it's the Burnley side of old, that they are not very good at finishing. They make a lot of defensive errors. We still have Amadozic and Gabia as the main two. We still have Leonardo and Musa up front. They always made mistakes up front in defence. They always had problems scoring up front. It looks pretty much the same team, really. But they are doing well, as they did in our final season. And if we can get them into Europe, then bravo. It's a team that's improving. Let's say it's a team that's improving. Because we got them, was it 10th or 9th when I left the club? Was it 9th or 10th? We have a look at the, where is the, I have to go to my home screen, don't I, for that? So, history, competitions, no. Overview, no. So, they finished, I don't know where, they've had 3 managers since I left. I just ousted him. He was caretaker. I don't know, where can I find that out? Well, I can find it out here. 24. That's where we came in. Then we got them to 13th. And then we finished. We got them to 8th and we won the Carabao Cup. They then went down to 17th, which is the season we were with Bournemouth. So we have got them to 8th. So we really want to be looking at getting them to higher than 8th. And that's possible. It's possible. I'll say anything is possible at this point. But looking at the team, I think it's still pretty much the same team. It's a team in progress. They desperately need another central defender. The midfield looks good. But up front, they're still not putting in what I wanted them to put in, doing the business. I'm going to give him a game because Danilo's injured. I'll have faith with Coutinho and that back four. Paredes was putting his foot in midfield early on. I like that. Bellegarde, I may take Bellegarde out. Although he did play very, very well last game. Kluivert was poor. So I will start Leonardo. That's probably the only change I need to make. Danilo is such a good player, though. Marcus Leonardo is still hitting blanks. Probably. Let's have a look at his form. He's got 1 goal in the last 10. But he is playing as mostly as a winger. He's played 4-5 times as a forward. He's 6.9, 6.5, 6.4, 6.7. He's just not scoring goals. If we look at how many goals he's got this season, we'll go to goals. Leonardo, he's only made, interestingly, he's only made 5 starting appearances, 16 off the bench, and he's got 3 goals. He needs to be playing more. If he's going to develop and hit his potential, he needs to be playing more. The previous manager, obviously... Okay, whatever. I'm just the interim manager, remember? So if he wants to withdraw his transfer request, no problem. Perhaps he remembers me from the past and, oh, I don't want to go now. Now that we've got old man Phil back, I think I'll stay. We're not playing in this first round of fixtures. Looks like teams are catching up. Wolves are playing Leeds. That's a big game. No, if I was actually playing my own personal save, I'd click attend there and go and watch the match, because that is like a really big game. And then the game doesn't know how to handle that, because after the match, it's trying to work out why I went to see the Wolves versus Leeds match. It doesn't actually, the game doesn't take into account. You just might happen to want to go to the match. Like, I'm still a person after all. It used to have terrible troubles with me when I went to World Cup matches. Like, the press were like, we have no idea why he's gone to watch Peru versus Brazil. It's like, just because I wanted to. And Wolves won. And they have gone above us now on goal difference. So we're in 10th. And if we win our game against Southampton, we can still be chasing this pack. And actually, if we win our game, we could go above Newcastle, who lost 4-1 to Arsenal. So, yeah, Leonardo is not playing enough, in my opinion. James, I'm really hoping that if we get him back in the team, then he'll start smacking some goals in. Perhaps there's some players who need fitness. Muric, possibly. Paredes, no, we'll get him back to fitness. Egan Riley can play. Andrew Fisher can play. He'll just play off the bench. He's actually playing in the next match. And Sanchez needs 45 minutes. We'll try and get some of these boys back to fitness. It's a game we really hope to win this against Southampton. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. We're going to have a look at Southampton again. We don't really have much to write home about. This short passes. I've not seen that very often. 6 of a total of 19 assists have come from short passes. Don't see that very often. That's really about closing them down and getting on top of them. Apart from that, they don't really have anything going for them. And so we really need to be in their face, playing at a high tempo. I'm not even sure we should be dribbling less. They're not great tacklers. We should be just getting in their face, and that's what the high press is. Our team could do with strengthening a little bit, but I need to get these boys back to fitness. They need to be playing off the bench. Paredes needs to be playing more. Leonardo needs to be playing more. So let's get these boys back fit. There's still 11 games to go. This is going to be a long old run-in. And this will be a good indication of how we're going to do in the cup final. Tackle harder is not an option at this point. I want to have a look at these fullbacks. And I want to put him onto his left foot, that's all. I don't really see the need to close down the centre-back. It's not like he's going to make too many mistakes. Pacey, both feet are good, don't need to do anything with him. How come he's a good player for Southampton, and yet for Middlesbrough he was absolutely rubbish? It's like really weird. I think we probably need to just close him down. Just close him down. It's really important that if they're going to score from short passes, we close down this midfield. And we'll tight mark him left foot. Left foot. And wheel. That's a concern. I think, again, we need to tight mark him. Just need to tight mark him. Just take them out. Forwards, then. Hopefully we shouldn't have to worry about too much. I want to close him down and turn him on to his... What was it? His right foot. Yeah, interesting. Close him down. Right foot. Bamba. Left foot. We're going to force them outside. And then Solanke, who is always a nightmare for me. Solanke. He's always a problem. I think we're just going to leave him alone. I think the assistant's got that one right. We will just leave him alone. Yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of tricks that you can do for that, James. Make a player to want to by making a bid of £1 and signing him for free in the summer. There are all kinds of tricks that I've heard that you can do. Interesting to see if FM24, because the transfer market is apparently getting much, much harder. And it will be interesting to see if it is actually going to be much harder. And I think this game's probably where the high press is going to let us down. So I have to be very careful about the momentum of this game. Even though it worked against Leeds, I have a funny feeling that it might let us down in this game. So we have to be able to change and slow the game down at various times. And he was miles offside. Goalkeeper and centre-back having trouble with communication there. Come on, boys. Leonardo, get stuck in. That's it. Just pass it. Oh, goodness sake. Passing is an issue. Well, maybe we should get stuck in. Maybe the assistant was right. He was offside, wasn't he? Surely. Maybe we do have to get stuck in. They're just taking the ball off us, aren't they? It's the lines again, isn't it? You've always got to play with the lines in this game. I mean, defensive stupidity you can't do anything about. No, he wasn't offside. He's having an awful game. Lewis. It's just, I don't know. There's is it the lines? It's all the time it seems to be the lines. And I had a funny feeling by high pressing that it wasn't going to work today. Oh, injury time. Another injury. Fantastic. And it's like, it's so annoying that you keep having to change the lines all the time in FM in order to win matches. Teams don't have to do that in real life. We are the better team. Just Southampton have scored there from one of their rare forays. But I think our line is too high. Because they're just counter-attacking and catching us out. So I am going to pull the defensive line back. Stop them getting over the top. There's another example, and it's now 2-0. No, it's hit the post. Yeah, defensively, like I said, this is still the same Burnley. They're absolutely horrible in defence. Oh, Leonardo. What's the referee pointing at? Why did he disallow that? No replay? What was wrong with that? It was from a free kick. He was like... Is that a glitch? That could not. That's going to happen later in the game. I think that's one of those glitches. And that is a highlight from later in the game. That's what I think that is. Musa's having a terrible game. Oh, boy. What was wrong with that goal? What? Oh, boy, oh, boy. Let's see what happens. I just don't believe that. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a highlight from later in the game. We're doing all we can. We're the better team, for sure. But just, we're not going to be allowed. It's not going to make it that easy for us. I know the AI doesn't like this tactic, so it's going to do what it can to try and make sure it doesn't work. It really struggles to work this tactic out. What was wrong with that goal? I'm really struggling to work out. That was a free kick played across the box, and he fired it into the top corner. I just see the referee point. But we're back in the game. Bellegarde. I wonder what that was. But we are at 1-1, which is good. I need to make some more changes. That was weird. I have absolutely no idea, Brian. I've had glitches before where the game shows you something from later in the match. It's led to a theory that the game is fixed. And I've seen it myself for my own eyes. And if that happens, and it does happen, he scores that goal in the second half, then it is an example of one of those glitches. Southampton are coming back into this game. We need to defend now, because this is getting very silly. The referee is saying he's offside, hopefully. The game is telling me to change the system. I think he was offside. Disallowed. So I'm going to go into the low block now. Try and hold on to what we've got. Yeah, he's miles offside. I don't know, this is really weird. Something doesn't feel right here. It's like the problems I've been having with Middlesbrough, it's like my whole game has glitched. I can't figure out the Middlesbrough season at all. It's like the whole game has glitched. There's an error in the game. Okay, who's not playing well? Who's this? Gila. Bishol. I'm going to make him a central defender on defend. I don't want like having a ball player who's not brilliant there. And also, Amadozic is terrible. There's nothing I can do. He's going to just have to have a rollicking in a minute. Goalkeeper, 6.5. Lee. What's Clive playing like? He's having a good game. It's Columbetto is not playing very well. Oh boy. Danilo can come on. He's not fully fit, Danilo, but I need him to come on. And then Paredes. Give him a break. Come on, boys. We need to be playing better than what we are. We've let Southampton back in. Yeah, he just had a very, very poor game. He made the mistakes for the goal. The low block isn't working. I can't play the low block. That's not working. Let's go and see what I can do. Bellegarde can't play there, though. Clivert can. Let's go that way. The low block is definitely not working. Southampton have had one shot on target, but have an XG of 2.01, and we only have an XG of 1.68. Sometimes the game doesn't make any sense. That chance, that shot on target was worth an XG of 2.01. Like, come on. We've got to do better. I've got to berate this team. Got to do better. That's better. Instant riposte. I'm still unsure what that goal from Leonardo was all about. Why on earth was that disallowed? What on earth went on there? I don't want to take him off in case it was the glitch. If I take him off, it won't happen. I can't make any more subs anyway. But it looked to me like it was one of those glitches where you actually see something from later in the game, which has given rise to the theory that the game is scripted, because many people have seen it. Oh, penalty for that? Well, if we lose this game, you know that means we're going to win the Carabao Cup again. Evening, Blob. How you doing? It's been saved. What is going on in this game? A goalkeeper was on like a 6.4 or something. Now he's suddenly become the hero. But it's not over yet. It's not over yet. Ah, this is the Burnley that I remember. Always remember. 1-1. That's 2 draws in our opening 2 games. I'm not happy, no. Again, the strikers. I had to take the first one off because he was 6.3. And now the second one, 6.3. They're supposed to be good players. But that was a perfectly good goal, if you ask me, by Leonardo. And I have no idea what that was about. I can only put it down to a glitch. Larsson's now out. So not the greatest of starts, but that does mean that we have a very good chance of winning the Carabao Cup final. Had we beaten Southampton, we probably were going to lose the Carabao Cup final. So now we got to go. What's Brian? It was a very, very strange game. I have no idea what went on there. Weird. Yeah, I'd say robbed. Very much robbed. When's the next game? There's a week's space, so we can just move forward. I don't actually know what happened there. Where are we? 9th. We've played a game more than the others, which is what I don't like, because we could slip down to 11th, 12th. This is like, this is welcome back to Burnley. This is how I remember them. Portmore United. I'll go along with that. That looks okay. This one, big match preparation. We don't need to be doing any physical stuff, so we will do in here. We'll go in here and do attacking corners, and here we'll do attacking free kicks. Here we will do delivery, and here we will do penalties. And here we will do match tactics. And we will do penalties there as well. That should be it. Cup finals are won on things like that. Oh, I really hate these questions from the press. Is it a blow to lose, loss? And whichever way you answer them, it's going to trick you. So I just decline. Brentford are a better team. So I'm just going to start against Brentford in the low block. Just to begin with. Because they are a better team than Southampton. And they are above us in the table. But a good win against Brentford. And we could actually... Good win against Brentford. And we could go above them in the league. But I'm not expecting much in this first month. Oh, and we have another injury, for goodness sake. How many injuries have I got now? Oh, it's gone down to 4, has it? But I have about 3 or 4 who are also struggling for fitness now. The way of FM. The way of FM. I've pleaded for 2 or 3 years for them to sort out injuries. It doesn't make any sense. And you know, like teams like Manchester City always have a clean bill of health when they play me. Teams like Liverpool always got a clean bill of health. Haaland is never injured. Salah's never injured. And FM got to sort these injuries, this injury stuff out. And if you're going to have this amount of injuries, make it the same for all clubs, not just for the ones that we manage. You know, when I manage, I've never seen Haaland injured until I did a tutorial, and I had to manage Manchester. Not a tutorial. I was doing the tactic for the Brazil. So one of my teams was Manchester City, and Haaland got injured for a lot of the season. It's funny how when I'm managing Manchester City, Haaland got injured, but I've never seen him injured at any other time in the game. Strange. Wolves 2, Southampton 0. So Wolves are putting on a real big push. But we're still there or thereabouts. Nothing to worry about yet. FM need to sort out injuries. They also need to sort out the amount of times the ball hits the woodwork. It's a ridiculous amount of times the ball hits the woodwork. I don't know if I want to keep him in the team, actually. Maybe Bijol. What's this? Oh, he is coming to Burnley. Maybe it's better we play him because Gila had a dreadful game last time out. But then again, you got to ask the question, is he going to play that badly again? So let's put Gila back, give him another shot. He's a better player, I think. Yeah, his mentals are much better. He's very strong, very good in the air. He's a much better player, so I've got to give him another game and hope that he doesn't play as badly this time. And maybe we can put Lee in on the wing. Lee he's a very good winger. He's a very good inside forward there, but his form is terrible. And then we'll keep the rest of the team the same and hope that they play better. I do need now. Gonna have to bring Egan Riley on now, because I'm running out of subs. Ben Rama. Oh, they brought in Ben Rama. I didn't see that. He's returning to full fitness imminently. So he must have been out for a while. I think, yeah, I'll start with a low block and just see what happens. Gia needs to play with more direct passes. I think possibly. Just having a look at his passing ability. He's got 11 and 11. He should be able to cope with being a central defender. Shouldn't have to specifically be passing the ball out. I can understand that it would help him to get rid of the ball a little quicker. But my worry is decisions. I'll go along with you, Brian, because it will stop him dilly-dallying on the ball, perhaps. And that might be a good thing. I just don't want him blasting it up. I want him blasting it up the pitch all the time. We'll see. We'll try him out with it. And then see what happens. That's a busy week. Let's, where can that go anywhere else? Yeah, here. Swap those over. Oh, this is a big game. I need Burnley in Europe. But we're probably going to get into Europe by winning the Carabao Cup. Yeah, he was slow on the ball, wasn't he, Brian? He was quite slow on the ball. And I wonder, if he could actually just get rid of it rather than holding on to it. We'll try it. Absolutely willing to try stuff. Wolves away at Newcastle. A 1-1 draw would be good there. Who's he? Yeah, he's the goalkeeper, isn't he? Defend is probably the best thing for him to do. Newcastle beat Wolves. That's okay as a result. Just pushes Newcastle further away. But that's all right. He wants Ben Rama in, does he? Maybe I'll put him on the bench. Ben Rama. Short of fitness. He can come in for Egan Riley, and then we'll just see if we're ahead. We'll bring him on. Just these boys. He doesn't seem too much, but I think I'll type mark the pair of them. Those centre mids hopefully can do that job. You're kidding me, James, didn't it? You need to get yourself a new computer, James. You've had it fixed once, didn't you, as I recall? We got nothing to lose here. Yeah, I'll say that. Go make me proud. Remember the good old days where you used to make me proud, boys. One thing is we've got to be defensively solid, and I'm learning that we're not very good defensively, so we might have to abandon the idea of being defensively solid. It's been a fairly even contest, but Brentford are now taking control. But they've got to break down this low block. This team also has to get used to playing with the low block. It's probably going to be very easy for them to break it down, as we're not used to playing this way. They are a very good team. But it only takes one breakaway. Another one caught on the ball. Maybe we've got to play more direct. They're all dilly-dallying on the ball. Let's raise the tempo. Cheaper to fix than get a new one. Is your computer going to be able to run 24, James? What's going on here? Again, it's the shots on target, isn't it? The line needs to push up. Yeah, let's push the line up. Just a tad. Maybe giving them too much space. They don't seem to have too much pace. So let's push the line up a little bit. They're dominating the game. Something has to change. But another draw. And you weren't that bad. You can still get better. Come on. You can do this, boys. They're not responding very well, are they? It's all Brentford, though. Free kick. It's a long way out. We've only had one shot on target. I think it's time to change. This clearly isn't working. So it's time to go to the high press. Let's try that out. Still Brentford though, but I do want to... Yeah, the line is pushed up. I can't think what... It's just them getting used to the style of play, isn't it? And they have scored. Oh boy. I don't think this is going to go very well, this save. Bournemouth was good. We just failed with Bournemouth. Coming in February is very difficult. And this one has not started very well. Let's go attacking. Let's take the game to them. Oh boy. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. 6.2 for Amadozic. Unbelievable. 6.2 for Gia. I can't take them all off. Kirk Kim will have to come on. Both centre-backs. We don't have another centre-back, Bijol. Both centre-backs are on a 6.2. Musa's on a 6.4. Leonardo's on a 6.5. Dear, oh dear. Bellegarde is also having a nightmare. Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful defensively. And now we really are struggling. Not much else I could have done. Oh, look at these average ratings. I was in the low block to begin with, but that was clearly not working. So I moved it to a high press. And that wasn't working either. I don't know what is going to work at the moment. They're struggling with the change of management. But they were on a downhill slide from December. And we haven't been able to rescue them so far. It's hard to know. Coming in, they do say, people say that it's extremely difficult to come in February. That you shouldn't do saves like this because they're just impossible. And it's proving impossible again. We did really well, I thought, with Bournemouth to get them to almost being not relegated, but at the end of the day, we didn't make it. I thought we got cheated, but we didn't make it. And Burnley, I looked at it and I thought this would be fairly straightforward to get them into Europe. It's not, because they are having to learn under a different manager, and that's what makes this so difficult, because of the change of management in February. That's why it's so hard. I do fancy we're going to win the Carabao Cup, though. The draw we had with Southampton, the fact they lost the penalty, they missed the penalty, I think we're going to win the Carabao Cup. I think that's how the game works. And now we have Paredes injured. Difficult to know what to do. Really difficult to know what to do. What would you guys do? Just attack? I mean, we did try that with Bournemouth several times. It didn't work. The low block worked better with Bournemouth. But this Burnley team, I always said I will never manage Burnley again. And here I am, back at Burnley. We're still in 10th, though. It's not as good as the 8th we got them to, but we're still in 10th. And there are still 10 games to go, or 9 games to go. But after this, I'm never, ever going to manage Burnley ever again. I've had so many bad experiences with Burnley. Enough now. Oh, so James, what would you do? Would you go attacking? Would you stick with the low block? What would you do? Certainly with the high press. We know the high press was better against Southampton. Or was it? It was better against... The high press worked against Leeds. Did I have to change to the low block against Southampton to get that point? Can't remember now. What do you reckon? I don't know. I still think we should play with the high press, but we need to give them time at the back. They're not dealing with things well at the back. We need teams around us to have some poor results this weekend as well. My gut instinct is to start with the low block, because in the event of extra time, the low intensity tactic will give us lots of energy left. Attack maybe with a high press, go physical, tackle hard, high line. It's high intensity stuff. Counter-attack. Because at the moment, I just that is a counter-attacking tactic, but we're also counter-pressing. In the other one, we hold our shape. So maybe go counter-attacking in the low block. Press more often. And push the line up. Compromise a little bit. That keeps you all... That's a bit of everything for you, but we need to up the tempo. And maybe be more disciplined off. I don't know. Oh, difficult decisions. I'm going to go with the high press. Give our standard line of defense, give our players time. We've got to engage them. They're not the greatest football team, Southampton, so we've got to go and give them a game. We are not the greatest team either, but we've got to go and say, okay, we're going to give you a game. The other way to look at it is to play with the Brazilian style. Now that has a much higher line. But it is a counter-attacking system, and it is a short passing system. It's it's expressive, but I think that might be too much. Oh boy. I think that I should go with the high press. I think that's the one I should go with. We got to get at them. I can't let Southampton come at us. I may take... Let's go to... and go to... Where's... Dribbling, we are poor. We're poor at everything, but especially dribbling. So we shouldn't be dribbling. So dribble less. And as I recall, we don't have a great deal of flair, do we? So it might be that the best idea might be to be more disciplined. We don't have a lot of flair. Creative. So be more disciplined and dribble less. And then we've got a high press and a counter-attack system. But I do believe that because the game against Southampton, because we didn't win that, we will win the Carabao Cup final. My experience of the game tells me that. And then that will be the European place that we need. Because all we need to do is to get this Burnley team into Europe. So that'll be the European place that we need. The other way to do this is to start with the low block and then relax and come off it, and then we've got energy left if it goes to extra time and penalties. Oh, it is here. Cup final. Coutinho has been out of form, hasn't he? Yeah, his form is on the decline. So somebody else needs to come in. Give somebody, although he's not doing much better. And those are still my best two options, I believe. But he wants to play Bijol instead of Amadosic. Amadosic is our best player. Kirkin, because he loves a big match. I might go with that because Lewis has been awful. Danilo has to play, although it's dreadful form. So Danilo, Paredes has been playing quite well until the last game. Bellegarde has had a couple of good games, just he played really badly last time. Leonardo is like an idiot. So I'm going to play Kluivert instead of Leonardo. And Milic, he can have a start up top because I don't trust Musa anymore. You want to start Leonardo? Look at his form. Look at this rubbish. It's like Kluivert must start. Yeah, I've got Kluivert in. The choice I have is his form, which is diabolical. Leonardo's form, which is diabolical. Absolutely dreadful. And then Milic's form, which is not much better than anybody else. I mean, he's even got a red one in there. It's like the choice from hell, those three strikers. What happened to Asprilla? Asprilla must have been sold, because if I had Asprilla, I'd put him up top. I might actually. Have I got another right winger? Benrahma can play as the right wing. Have I got another right winger? Well, he's injured, is he? Oh no, I've got Lee. Lee can play as my right winger. Ah no, that's not what I want to do. Where's my other right winger? Larsson is still injured, that's why. So I could play Benrahma here and put Lee up top. Lee is a very good player. High press, tackle harder. We are going with a high press. We can certainly get stuck in. So I could put Lee up front and play Benrahma on the wing. It does leave me with a problem, though, if Benrahma gets very tired, because he's not fit, is he? He's not actually too bad. Larsson is not going to make it 6 to 12 days. And then there's no one else who can do it. Egan Riley can't. Interesting. I don't know. Lee probably is better to be playing on the wing. Which one of these three idiots, Musa, Leonardo, or Milic? I'm going to have to go with Leonardo. The others are just so badly out of form. Musa is dreadful. I'm going to have to go with that team. Hold a team meeting. I'm proud of you reaching the final. Start Gabbia, he's injured. Isn't he injured? Yeah, he's like out for 5 months. I wish I could start him, because Gabbia and Ambadozic, although they were not the greatest pairing in the world, they did okay in the end. I can't put it, he's got a broken leg. Oi, Gabbia, take that cast off, I have to play you. Nice one, Brian. I'm glad that Gabby is probably glad that you're not the manager, Brian. Oi, Gabbia, get that cast off. More concerned about my lack of cover on the right-hand side. Okay, we're going with this. We're going with this. For better or for worse. I do love to start finals, though, with a low block. Because it means that you can attack later. There's a lot of... oh, no, that's FA Cup, is it? Lack of Gabbia will hurt Burnley. Probably. Which way is your prediction, James? Which way? Oh, boy. Gotta love this game. At least we're not in the league at this weekend. I'd like to win the Carabao Cup. It would be nice. But it's not the end of the world if we don't. South London, how you doing? Good, you could make it. You're just in time for the Carabao Cup final. Aston Villa 1, Everton 0. We're still in 10th. That's good. Liverpool 3, Nottingham Forest 0. We have taken over Burnley again. High press will be good because the AI will spect you. Could be right, James. Could be right. We'll try. We can always go back into a low block if it's not going very well. So it's just a starting way of playing. I think we have to play positive. Oh my God! The expectation of the supporters on the board are both win. Make sure you win this. That's odd. I got a funny feeling if I start with the high press, though, it will go to extra time. If I start with the low block, it will be 1 in in normal time because the AI will know my players have got a lot of energy. He said that to me last time Focus played down the left. I don't know why. Got to take those boys out. I don't know why he wants better neck closed down. Not really quite sure what he's trying to achieve with that. He's pacey. Don't know what he's trying to achieve with that, but we'll let him run with that this time. Inverted wing back on the left side. He will come in and he'll come in and help the midfield, won't he? We could try it. Let's go for it then. Let's go out there and win this. Now, I've already told them they're not expected to win in the team meeting. So now I don't want to be telling them go out there and win it. And I don't have much option, really. Let's just say the fans would love it if you could bring it home. I have faith in you. Let's see what happens. Let's keep a close eye on this. I might actually go to extended at the beginning to see what's happening. Get stuck in. We've given away a free kick early on. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like this get stuck in business. I'm not liking that at all. They're not good enough tacklers. You go to the squad comparison for Burnley, they can't tackle. So getting stuck in really isn't an option. Not really. And we're still giving away free kicks now. But we've won the ball for a change and given it away again. I've got to defend. I've really got to defend. We're going into the low block. They are being a nuisance. And we're going to push the line up. But we've got to defend. They're just absolutely hammering us at the moment. What we should do is conserve energy. Passing is like... This is the Burnley I remember. Passing is atrocious. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! It's like we're making Southampton look like Barcelona. We just got to settle down. Just settle down, boys. But it's all Southampton. I'm just placing a lot of emphasis on defense and hope we can keep them out for a while. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. It really doesn't explain our passing. Why is our passing so bad? It's still all Southampton. And they are going to score very shortly. Goalkeeper's having a good game. You could be right. There's definitely something wrong with the passing, so we'll just try increasing it a little bit, going a little bit more direct. I don't know. It's very, very difficult. Well, we do have the ball for a minute. we have scored. Leonardo, whose idea was that? Whose idea was it to go and increase the passing distance and tempo? What a good idea that was. I think that was Brian, was it? What a good call that was. Yeah, and I've been saying since we started the save tonight that the passing, there was something wrong with the passing. We've got 3 shots, 3 on target now. That's really good, 100%. But we're going to have a man sent off. Why does this always happen to me in finals or big games? Always have a man red carded. I haven't been in a final where this doesn't happen. The biggest game of the season with Bournemouth. The last game of the season, what happened? We had a man sent off. And it's happened again. It's such an annoying game, this FM, sometimes. Why does it always have to be me with the man sent off? Why can't it be the other team for a change? No, I'm not going to bring Bellegarde. We've got to have some kind of attacking. We'll just go put him on a defend duty. The game is ridiculous. Sometimes there's no need for it. Every time I have a big game, I get someone sent off. Or there's a penalty. That's ludicrous. But it always lets you go 1-0 up first. It's like, come on. Don't be so bloody obvious, game. It always lets you go 1-0 up, then you get the sending off. Now you got to hold on. I'm going to go to key highlights now because I just don't want to watch it after the game has cheated. Never the opposition gets sent off. Always our player in a final. Danilo wants to play more direct. He's already playing very direct. I need Danilo to pass it a little bit shorter, perhaps. It's going to go to extra time, isn't it? They were offside, surely. That was offside a mile, wasn't it? This game is so annoying. There's like, why do we have to have a player sent off? It's so annoying. Why don't you punish Southampton as well? There's nothing I can do. We're just going to have to keep going doing what we're doing. We'll go to cautious, I guess. Because balance didn't work. There's nothing I can do. And just hope that they're rubbish. We are conserving energy in the low block. If it goes to extra time, we'll be fitter. So annoying, that. So annoying. Southampton would never have a player sent off, would they? It's always got to be our player. Let's get some with the fullbacks changed. They're already time wasting, I think. Yeah, they're already time wasting. That's part of the tactic. The tactic really is to frustrate them. I'm going to bring Benrahma on. Leonardo's playing quite well. Lee is having a nightmare. So can Benrahma play out here? Yeah, and then I'll bring on... Who can I bring on in there? I don't have anyone, do I? Milic can play as an attacking mid. Lee is a nightmare. I could bring Leonardo down to play on the wing. And have Milic. I'm going to have him play as an advanced forward. Just use your pace, boy. I think he has pace, doesn't he, Milic? No, he doesn't have any pace at all. I'm going to have him play... In fact, I'm not going to bring him on. I'm stuffed. So let's bring Leonardo back there. Put Benrahma on the left. Milic can come in. Oh, that's dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Let's just shout some encouragement at them. Well, still, I guess if that's the only way the AI can beat me is to get me a player sent off, fair enough. Right. Okay. We're going for the jugular. There's no point in losing 2-1 and just playing cautiously. I'm really just... this game sometimes makes me really fed up. Really fed up. There's absolutely no reason why every final I play in, I get a player sent off. And the opposition never have a player sent off, never give away a penalty. It's done. If it's the only way that the AI can beat me, fair enough. And I don't want to watch that rubbish. That's so annoying. That's really, really annoying. So if I get to the next final, I would expect the opposition to have a player sent off, but it would never happen. Never happen. Now I've got another injury. Jesus Christ, give me a break. Paredes is out for another week. Well, with that, it's been an absolutely disastrous start. An absolutely disastrous start. And we have now Manchester City, Newcastle, Brighton. 3 very tough games next time. Somebody said these things are the impossible challenge. If you take over a club in February, you can't do well. And we didn't get Bournemouth to survive. And we're not going to do very well with Burnley either. Maybe he's right, that it is the impossible challenge. So we'll just come back on Tuesday. I think we'll do what we did with Bournemouth. We'll pick one tactic and go with it. And the one that seems to be working best is the high press. And just run with it. Well, Leonardo should be a very good player. And I had him at Burnley for 2 seasons, and he just did not perform at all, either on the wing or as a forward, as a striker. Musa was the same. Musa's supposed to be a very good player as well, and he didn't perform either. Look at this. It's dreadful. It's dreadful. How are they? You look at this. How on earth are they in 9th place in the Premier League? How on earth does that work? They're in 10th. But looking at those results, it doesn't make sense that that team would be sitting in 10th in the Premier League. And Middlesbrough mirrors this with a couple more greens in there, and Middlesbrough are now sitting in 5th in the Premier League. This needs to be tidied up. This is relegation form. This should be relegation form, not sitting in 10th in the Premier League. James, I think this game is trying to frustrate me again. The game does that. It's set up to do that. It's just set up to make you angry, to make you frustrated. Because if you're in that mood, you lose focus. So the game's very clever. Let's get him frustrated. Let's get him angry. And it does those things exactly to do that, so that I lose focus now and can't be bothered anymore. And then I've lost focus. But I'm not going to lose focus. We're going to recover from that bit of cheating. And then we will come back at the AI. We're just going to pick one of the tactics and go with it. And that's what we did with Bournemouth. And it almost worked. So I'm going to go with the high press. And we're going to stick with it through hell and high water. If we sit back against Manchester City, they're going to tear us apart. So we got to go with it. Thanks for coming, guys. I know it wasn't the best stream ever. These interim manager streams are hard to do. Very hard to do. Problem is you don't have time to work with a team. There's no settling in period. And you either get the team to set off running or they don't. Don't worry about it, Brian. I'm happy to have you along. Hopefully next time it will be better times. Again, one thing I know about this game is this will not go on forever. There will be green dots appearing. And if we've lost all these fixtures, they'll probably start appearing against the bigger teams. So we'll see what happens. And having beaten Newcastle, Brighton and drawn with City, we'll then go and lose against Wolves and Nottingham Forest. That's the way the game operates. So we're just going to stick to one tactic. And we'll run that now. There's nothing wrong with the tactics. They all work. They've all been proven to work. Just Burnley. I don't know why I've come back. I don't know why I've come back. Thanks for coming, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I really do enjoy these streams and chatting away with you. I just got really annoyed with that final. I always feel like I'm either going to get someone sent off or there's going to be a big game penalty. And the game needs to tidy things up a little bit. Maybe even things up. Because we never get a big game penalty. We never have a player of the other team sent off. So it needs to even it up a bit. See you all on Tuesday, and stay cool. Have a good night. I'm going to go off try and relax now and have a nice cup of tea and something to eat and just forget about this stream and look forward to the next one. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. And I will see you all very, very soon.